It'll help alleviate the damage from the rods. That just hit me in the head. Welcome back to my channel. Now, whether you're a casual weekend angler, someone who competes in local tournaments, or even a serious professional, I think we can all agree that sometimes we get a little out of hand with all of the tackle and the gear and the tools that we buy, and sometimes it's hard to keep everything organized so that you can easily find it. So I'll be posting a series of videos all about fishing, gear, and tackle organization that I hope you'll enjoy and I think you'll find helpful because first of all, once you've been in the sport for a while, you inadvertently become a tackle and gear collector. So why not get your act together and protect your investment? And second, you might be like me, which is someone who hates clutter and mess and just wants to keep everything nice and neat. My upcoming videos will feature how and what I pack for the day, depending on what type of fishing I'm doing, where I'm going, and how long I'll be staying out. And then in later videos, I'll get more detailed into what I put in my backpack when I fish, depending on what I'm fishing for that day. Time to get a good look at my trunk. Let's just get started. For me, the best way to avoid forgetting anything at home is to practically pack the same way every time I'm going fishing. The way you'll see me pack today is really the basis for how I pack in any fishing situation. I might add or subtract a few items here or there if I'm ocean fishing versus tournament fishing, but for the most part, there are a few basic essentials that I always want to make sure that I have with me. The first thing that I always have with me is a large, sturdy laundry basket. It doesn't need to be anything fancy, but if you want to send me a pink one, that'd be great. This makes it super easy if you're like me and you keep a lot of your gear in your house. You can just load everything up and make one trip to your car. And it really helps a lot to keep things from rolling around my trunk or my back seat. Now in mine, I can fit my day pack, my fanny pack, my lure locker, a bunch of plastics, and any other miscellaneous items that you might end up with by the end of the day. Also, if I'm tying on lures at my car, it's a great place to drop those cut pieces of line because you don't want to be a jerk who litters all over the place. You want to be a good steward of the sport. So just toss everything into your laundry basket, and then when you get home at the end of the day, throw them out. The second thing that I always carry with me is a cooler. Now, I live in Northern California and the summers can get up to 105, 110 degrees. And yes, I still fish in those conditions. In Chico, California one summer, it was so hot that the scenery started spinning around, and that's just not the way that I plan to die. So I make sure that I've always got some water and some Gatorade on hand. In summer, I'll put a bunch of frozen ice packs in there and bring frozen Gatorade, but the key is to always keep hydrated. And the cooler's not just for beverages. So if you are fishing with live bait, like night crawlers, or if you're pier fishing and you've got frozen anchovies on deck, you're gonna want one of these. You just don't want that stuff warming up in your car. If you think my tips have been helpful so far, please like this video, be sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. I'll be posting a lot more videos like this, so I hope that you check out my Stacy's Fishing Tips playlist on my channel. The next thing that I always have with me is my lure locker. And the reason why I chose this system is because I was having a lot of trouble finding boxes where I could customize the number of rows. Typically when you buy these boxes, they come with 4 or 5 rows in them, and it allows you to customize the widths of the sections, but not so much the rows. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I've got my crankbaits in a box with 4 rows, which is pretty standard. But then for larger baits like spinner baits, I have a box with 3 rows. I keep my jigs and bladed jigs here, and then my larger spinner baits here. But you see there's a large section down here where they're going to fit, and I won't bend them. And then I have this box with only 2 rows because it's typically where I keep my A-rigs. I keep them in this section, and then I'll have room for whatever I need up here. I use these little labels from Tackle Warehouse so I can easily identify and grab whatever box I need right away. So for me, this is the perfect system. It can fit everything that I might need in a single day of fishing. So the final items that I always bring with me when I go fishing are my fishing rods. Duh. But more specifically, rod covers. Rod covers do a little bit more than just keep the rods nice and neat in your car. They'll help alleviate the damage that rods do when they're banging up against each other as you're going over the bumps in the road. And they'll also keep the lines and the lures from getting all tangled up into a big mess when you're between stops. You can buy them for both spinning and bait casting gear. You can buy them in a variety of colors and lengths. You can even get them customized. I've got my name and the length of the rod on mine so that I know exactly which combination it's used for. And then just to keep them all corralled together once they are all covered and ready to go, I've got a really inexpensive Velcro band from Bass Pro Shops that will hold them all together and just keep everything nice and tidy. So those are my 4 essentials that I take with me anytime I go fishing. Now, I want to know what your go-to items are. Please comment below. Let me know what you don't leave the house without. Let me know how you organize your vehicle. I'm always looking for great ideas. If you send me a great idea, I'll feature it in an upcoming video and I'll give you a shout out. For now, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support for my channel. And like I always say, see you outside.